Years passed, I got closer with other staff. I got to know Eli, Michael, Jackie, Marie, Sam, Phoebe. I started to see how people can have all different sides. I stopped putting myself in a box, and I think that was my biggest issue. The kids who bullied me made me think badly about myself and made me overthink, but I was also my own bully in a way. I sat there and said I would never fit in. I didn't think that could change, but now here I am, a peer leader at Out, willing to talk to others. I'm going to a high school I advocated to go to. I have amazing friends. I enjoy going to school and interacting with other students. I would say I'm friends with other youth at Out. I'm comfortable coming in, teasing staff, and speaking up. I have been waiting so long to work here because I wanted to come here 3 days a week instead of 2. I think the most important thing about Out for me is simply that I know if I come here with way too much energy or anxiety, I will leave relaxed, grounded, and calmer. But on the other side of the spectrum, if I come in anxious, sad, worried, down, whatever it is, I know I'll leave with a smile on my face and ready for the next day. Out is such a sacred place, and we need to take care of it as much as so we can help more youth as much as it helped me. Thank you.
Obi, thank you. Thank you for your honesty and your courage and for that really vivid description of that moment of allowing yourself to not be in a box. What a powerful expression. And now, continuing with Out Metro West, I invite Lily Pearl, who is the Program and Education Manager. And I think this is really fast.
Okay, real good, real loud. Let's go. Hearing it in the back, Mel, we're good? Yeah, there we go. So, hello everybody. My name is Lily Pearl. I use she, her pronouns. I am the Program and Education Manager at Out Metro West. Briefly about me and my journey with Out Metro West. I was actually a youth back in the day. Woo, back in the day. With Jack, Jack Patrick Lewis, having a great time. And then went off to college, did the things, and funny enough, one of our other amazing founders, Marie Caradonna, big shout out, come on, let's go, everyone knows Marie. I was working at Trader Joe's in Framingham, and she put a lovely note on my car because I had a Wicked Queer sticker from the film festival, and was like, oh yes, Out Metro West, let's get back involved. It was during COVID, what a time. And I was really interested in being one of their virtual adult advisors because it kind of fit in my schedule, all that kind of stuff. And I was just so impressed by how Out Metro West grew from when I was a youth, when, totally very beginning years, few programs doing really great work in different spaces, that it's just flourished, had its own office, woo, yeah. And they never missed a day of program for COVID. The second we had to shut down, they were online. So that support was it's so impressive that they were able to do all that. But loved being able to join as an adult advisor. And then this role popped up kind of when they were coming back in 2022 when we were moving into our lovely new home at 160 Hollis Street. Woo. For those who haven't actually been, we're on the second floor of an old firehouse. So it's very Ghostbusters. If you ever go in from the lobby, go into the theater space, immediately turn right, and you'll see a fire pole that only sadly connects to the first floor. But there are a pair of fireman boots at the very top. Will scare you, but it's a lot of fun. But been really loving this job for around a little over 2 years so far. Literally, Obi, how dare you? You made me cry. I'm about to get my period, and I was just tearing up hearing your story, so I blame you. Because, Obi has been a youth that I've really been really enjoying seeing develop in our program, and now being a peer leader. So thrilled that you're able to kind of do that process with us, and very excited to see where that goes. But then I feel like my main thing for today is talking, kind of what Rain said, about fear and about bravery, because in this moment, unfortunately, there are a lot of things that are scary. I definitely have a lot of moments right now that I'm scared. I'm an immigrant. I carry a passport card just in case. Not that it'll do anything, but why not? I am from China originally, and these are the things that whenever I go to work and I work with the youth, that they are bringing me that kind of strength to face that fear, face the different versions of it that I am looking at myself. and saying they're also facing other things on their own. Sometimes I'll talk about it, sometimes not, but they are living their lives very proudly, and I feel like I get so much from them, and that's why I want to be able to really challenge y'all. Haha, it's on y'all now, not on me. I'm going to challenge y'all to really, in your daily life, do the work. And what I mean by that very specifically, because everyone's like, what does that mean? What does that look like? I think part of it, or examples of it are, hey, if you're in a workplace, trying to make that as accepting as possible, using pronouns in introductions and emails. It might seem like a little thing, but it shows, hey, I respect your pronouns, and I'm also gonna respect you in that kind of sense. And also being a friend to people. I know that can look so many different ways, but I was just in the South recently. I'm gonna have someone go into a bathroom with me just in case anything happens. Like those things that maybe you don't necessarily think of at the moment, but talking to friends and family about that kind of stuff of like, what kind of support do you actively need now? That is the kind of stuff that I'm gonna challenge you to do, of like, it's gonna be hard sometimes. Maybe you're having to speak up for that person because they are in a space where it is not safe for them to speak up for themselves. I challenge you to do that for Pride all year round. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lily. I was so excited to learn that Al Green will be giving our keynote address today. Al has been the Ministry Director of the LGBT Asylum Task Force at Hadwin Park Congregational Church, UCC, for 8 years. During that time, he has assisted hundreds of LGBTQ asylum seekers in figuring out a way to safety, accessing housing, navigating the asylum process, gaining employment, and transitioning to life in the U.S. The task force has tripled in size and has greatly expanded its service offerings during this period. In recognition of his work, he has received the QFlix Worcester 2018 Giddings Humanitarian Award, Worcester Human Rights Commission 2019 Eleanor T. Halling Award, and a key to the city of Worcester. He is an avid swimmer and a lover of all things food, and I happen to know a pretty amazing chef whose food I'm going to eat very soon. I've had the privilege of knowing Al for many years. He's preached at Edwards Church, and I've gotten to share some meals with him as well. So Al, welcome.
Greetings, everyone, and happy Pride. I know it's raining and all, but y'all can do much better than that. Happy Pride, everyone. Much better. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to Lucy, Mel, and Sarah for the invitation to kick off Pride season with you. I was a Pride Worcester organizer for a few years, and I know all too well how much work goes into organizing Pride and putting off a day like this. So want to say thank you to the team at Out Metro West and the volunteers who are making this day possible. Folks, the LGBTSM Task Force, as was mentioned, is a ministry of Hadwin Park Congregational Church, United Church of Christ. Since forming in 2008, the task force has been on the ground doing the good work by providing housing, food, legal and other vital support to over 400 LGBTQ asylum seekers from 35 of the 60 plus countries where it is still illegal to be LGBTQ. We receive hundreds of housing requests for LGBTQ asylum seekers and are a vital source for thousands of folks each year. You can visit our website, lgbtsm.org, and our booth at the festival to learn more about us. What a roller coaster these past couple of years have been. We've seen what happens when folks disengage and say, I don't do politics, and stay away from the polls. Our rights to health care, clean air, food access, vaccines, and common sense policies are stripped away. Pride flags are removed from Stonewall, embassies, and government buildings, and are returned to binary gender markers in passports. We've seen what happens when we say, oh, that's in some far off city, that will never happen in my town. Then the masked men in heavily tinted and unmarked vehicles disappear and unalive our neighbors. It might no longer be in the headlines, but it's still happening today. We've seen barriers to asylum access in the form of travel bans, port access, new travel deposit fees, new asylum and work permit application fees, and proposed rules that would effectively bar new asylum seekers from getting work permits for decades. But friends, in the face of it all, we've seen folks lean heavily into the love of neighbors that is at the bedrock of our community. From the mental health support for youth that happens at Out Metro West Youth Center, a place to turn food pantry, increasing its support for families in the face of cuts to SNAP benefits, and the Framingham Public Library making the deliberate effort to make sure that the broad spectrum of God's beautiful creation is visible. To volunteers showing up in increased numbers to help provide rides to immigration appointments in the middle of New Hampshire, and to help with fundraising efforts. The love has been overwhelming. And just as importantly, and also rooted in love, we've seen the community get into good trouble. Friends, since early last year, faith-based and other justice-seeking groups have been protesting outside of the Burlington ICE office at least once a week. They remind the surrounding community and ICE officers that their actions of the past 1.5 years have not been okay. They provide lunch and groceries for those in need, and they provide support and encouraging words to the immigrants who fear entering that building. We've also seen an unprecedented amount of community organizing to ensure the safety of the most vulnerable in our community. I know that these are worrying times, but honestly, when has it not been for our LGBTQ community? Remember that the very first Pride was a protest that gave us the blueprint to navigate this difficult period. Be it in City Hall or on the streets, keep on agitating for love in its many forms. Because, and listen very, very carefully, you all deserve it. I want you to repeat after me. I deserve love.
I deserve love.
Say it with more conviction. I deserve love. One more time. I deserve love. You deserve to be able to express yourself in your truest and most queer self without being demonized